Welcome to my dungeon. This is where most of my dry fire takes place. I've got some full-size targets. The first one's 7, and I think it's about 9 yards to the furthest. I can get up to 12 yards in here, but it's really hard to get the camera on. I've got a full-size mirror behind me. When I say full-size, it's a 4x8 foot mirror. Gives me a good chance to see what I'm doing. And I've got a couple smaller mirrors down near the target, so that's me kind of always be able to check on what I'm doing while I'm dry firing. This is going to be my last week of static drills, meaning standing, shooting, reloading, etc. That's a huge focus of a lot of new shooters and just stand and shoot. The bottom line is, in IPSC or USPSA, if we stand and shoot, we're generally losing time. So I got my skills to where I think they need to be. This is my 3rd week, about 3 weeks of just solid dry firing, hammering the technique in, and doing a few part-time drills, working my part-times down. So next week we'll start doing some position entry, getting out of positions and getting to the gun, taking a couple steps before the draw, and trying to speed everything up there. Shooting on the move some. Love shooting on the move. I think smooth movement on the move is pretty much the fastest way to go for me because, well, I'm kind of large. If you can see the ceiling here, the fast, quick, jerky movements don't really work for my body type. I end up pulling or hurting something, and the little fast guys do it better. Myself, a few other top shooters, really do like to just shoot on the move, roll in and out, not stick to position and be really hard about that. Some of the few observations I've made about my draws, doing some reloads, etc., is practice like you want to be in a match. So you hit the timer button, which my timer has a dead battery in it today. I've been using a couple of apps, all of which are either expensive or crap. I'm not paying $10 for an iPhone app to make a beep. And from that time you get up there, take a deep breath, let it out. You start letting it out just like you would when you're breaking a shot or shooting an arrow or whatever. Deep breath in. You got about 2 to 3 seconds of calmness, at which point your shot will break. The best part about that is you can usually time your timer within 2 to 3 seconds. So you got the RO, shooter ready, stand by, and between that time, so from the time you go stand by, I like to have a good breath, and then you get to stand by, and before the beep, you should have your breath most of the way out, or at least enough to where you're relaxed. You have to be completely relaxed before that buzzer happens, because if not, you're going to have to relax before you can tense back up to draw. Instead of having to make 2 or 3 motions, make one simple fast motion. From that position, always work backwards from your gun as you start up at your start position. So as you move, it's fluid and smooth. Don't throw the gun out there. It should come up and come as a steady stop. Watched a couple videos this week of some other trainers, and they advocate bringing your gun out. A lot of them want you to drag it across the front of your holster so it comes out like that. The things you practice now are going to happen with more strength and more intensity if you have tension brought in, whether that's being in a gunfight or being on a range. So bring your gun out at a nice, smooth, controlled position. And we'll do a few dry fire draws. And trigger prepped on that one. I don't feel that it's any faster than the other way. I don't want to over-exaggerate these. I want to do a lot of them slow in the mirror and work up to speed. I want to bring my gun out, up, and press. Yes, I'm a presser. I don't like to fish, and I sure as hell don't want to bowl. So bring it out and press. When you come out of one position into another, you're going to be pressing. Working the reload. Nice and slow. Of course, you can't make the magazines bounce off the ground slowly. So, present.